Hey guys, it's Paradise, and as Monster Hunter fans, we do all love a good and crazy looking weapon. Currently, the weapon contest is on, where a few fan-created items will end up actually in-game. Personally, we love the concept and think some of the entries were amazing for this year's contest. However, there were tons of entries that didn't make the cut for the final list, meaning the community didn't really get to see them. With that in mind, we thought it would be cool to highlight some of these designs, as we know the designers put a ton of work into them. So let's go through them, and you can tell us which ones you're liking the look of. Now, one of the best things about Monster Hunter Wilds is the newly introduced character Rove, and this weapon design by Xian Liu Art is all about him. It basically puts Rove's iconic web scene from the game into an actual hammer. For those that are worried that Rove will get hurt, don't worry, as the designer says that this is a plush version of Rove, inspired by the plush weapons that were released in Monster Hunter Rise. Now, the designer didn't list any other unique effects, but we could just imagine this weapon releasing some Rove emote style sound bites after doing attacks and offsets. We just love the design of this one. This next one though is named Palico Smash, and we're surprised that it wasn't included, as it just looks awesome. This is a charge blade that looks like a Palico rocking Rathalos armor. The flavor text on the post says it has a few unique animations based on the current state of the charge blade. For example, if the files are filled, the animation of the Palico will change to a yeah, while the sharpness level of the charge blade will increase the motivation of the Palico, going from a straight face to amped up. This one was designed by Devilfish DFV, and we just love it once again. There's some really cool ones. This next weapon was designed by Artsy Yellow, and it's a beautiful looking switch axe called the Jewel of the Anvil. We love this one as the bright colours and the jewel design really fit the identity of the switch axe, and we could imagine swinging this one around with the bright shimmering jewels sparkling and hitting the nastiest counters on it. It isn't stated, but it looks like the weapon has a unique visual effect based on the colour of the gems, and swinging will leave behind a colour trail. All in all, this is a very cool looking weapon and a really good looking switch axe. And next we have an absolute beast of a Gunlance design by Zen Jirakun. Firstly, we are really impressed by how they laid out the design here, as they've also included in-depth details and character usage examples. This Gunlance is called Royal Arclight, and it has a regal futuristic look to it that you do see in a lot of games and anime. This one is just really well made. Zen says the weapon has some unique effects in the way of electric discharges and effects. We can see examples of this where they list that the Full Blast and Wyvern Fire have expanded electric effects which are visual only. Also, a nice little detail is that the shield isn't left out during combat, as the rods also spark up. The flavor text of the weapon says Thunder Element Gunlance with energy rods lining the barrel, powering each strike, and shells like a railgun cannon. This is just a really cool design with the railgun aspect to it. You can just imagine running around with this would be like having your very own Ray Dow in your hands. Now, if you ever wanted to use the power of ancient technology to fell the mighty monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds, well, Power Joyron has you covered with this compact disc blade. This is a meme-worthy charge blade in the form of a CD. And it isn't even just that, as the actual disc has the Monster Hunter cover art on it. We can see this one being really cool in game, and imagine that they have different versions of CDs that play different sound effects from those games, as Joyron does list the weapon as being musical as well. This would actually be insane to use in game. Now, there aren't that many lances that actually made it onto the final list of weapons to vote for, but it's cool seeing how many great lance options there are, as we are something of a lance enjoyer ourselves. This next one though is called the Great Old One, and it was designed by Duva Was Silly. The design of the weapon looks extremely cool and kinda reminds us of a mix between Xeno'jiiva's weapons and Zoshia's. The flavor text for the weapon says the Great Old One, a lance etched with the seal of an ancient god, pulses with void-born power. Its dark, twisting form unravels the sanity of its wielder, driving them into madness as the weapon's insatiable hunger for chaos binds their soul to the abyss. The description is very Elden Ring-esque, and we love the design for this one, so good job Duva for keeping the Team Lance stream going. Now, next up is a super simple one, but we do still love it. These are dual blades by Mimilitical called Severed Conflict. We personally do really like this one, as it reminds us of the Kill la Kill scissors, and having that sort of thing as a weapon in Wilds would be great. The theme of the weapon isn't just about the scissor characteristics though, as this one includes one blade being angel themed and the other being devil themed, kind of in the vein of the Zoshia weapons. Now, we aren't sure exactly how to feel about this next one, as we do love lances, and we've just recently got back into watching F1, so this insane design combines both of them into one. This lance design is by 4649 Non-Chan, and it's called Quasi-Dynamic High-Speed Vehicle Turbulence, and the description says a dream formula lance that brings together the finest technology passed down in the Forbidden Lands race through the Forbidden Lands with its blazing red body. Just imagine how funny it would be to see 4 lance players running around the world with this, charging with the weapon. It would either be a thing of dreams, or for some people it would just straight up be what nightmares are made of. Anyway, we love how brave Non-Chan was with the design, as it is both epic and really stands out. Now, it is no secret that the community are big fans of the Wyvern Ignition Greatsword, but what if there was a hunting horn spin on that? Well, this design from _Helio_art looks to answer that, with a hunting horn that's all about powering its way through dutes with fire-breathing exhausts. This design is called Wyverian Assolo, and if this made it into the game, it would be very rock and roll. I love the way the fire comes out of the exhaust tubes. Now, if one of your favorite monsters is Rajang, then Barad Bro has you covered with the Fist of Furious Judgment Hammer. While the design may look simple if you only look at the front, the design of the hammer uniquely implements Rajang into the handle, with it having different states for the charged levels. The thumbs up makes it look amazing, and if this was included in the game, it would just be awesome. Now, there weren't that many entries for the bow, but this one is probably the best one that we saw. It's called the Beetle Bow, and the design image shows a unique effect of lighting up and expanding whenever a coating is applied. It kind of looks like an insect glaive kinsect, which is something that you don't really see on other weapons. So all in all, there are just some amazing designs that didn't make the cut, but it's really nice to see the talent that is out there in the community. If there are any more designs that you have done or really like, then make sure to tag us in our tweets so we can see them, because we're sure we missed a ton of them because of the way that searching on Twitter is so bad. It would be great if Capcom did more of these and included one weapon per style in the game and released them with updates or event quests over time, but at least for now we have the ongoing contest where we'll get one pendant and one weapon put into the game.